Good evening, guys. How you doing? Um, I guess this is a pretty rare video because not many people actually own an Infiniti M sedan in Australia or Q70 in this case. I think the market only sold 56 of this car and then the brand withdrew. So not sure if this is useful for anyone, and I just want to share a bit feedback and review on the unit I bought online. A little thing about the car. The car is actually really good. I really liked it. What I got is a M35H. So this car doesn't cost much in Australia. It's very expensive when it's brand new. It's like almost 90k. But because people know, very little people know about this car, so it's sold really, really bad. When the seller sold this car, he really didn't have many buyers. So I actually ended up to have this one really cheap. So the car's pretty good. Acceleration quite well. Actually pretty fast for the age. This is 2013. So back in 2013, not to 100 in 5 some seconds is pretty good. And also for a car accelerate that hard, this thing really hard to brake because there's no turbo, there's no dog clutch, and it's hybrid, so it doesn't really rip the engine very hard to start with. The zero to motion kick is actually done by the electronic motor, which is the heaviest duty for the engine and all the drivetrain. So really, when this car doing a 0 to 100, the engine duty is kind of like a rolling start because the electronic motor will give it the first kick and then this will start. Anyway, so the car doesn't really brake. Actually, I had it for a few years. It had zero breakdown. Even I floor it every day. Fuel economy very good. I did Brisbane to Sydney in one tank, which is like 1,000 kilometers. But because now I floor it every day, it's only do like 500 to 600 per tank. But this tank is very small. It's only have like 50 liter or something. When I fill up, it's normally 50 liter. So averagely under 10 liter per 100. I mean, it's not very impressive for a hybrid, but think about the driving habit. If you floor it still do like 10 liter per 100. It's pretty good. Okay, enough for the car. So the head unit, the original head unit is not bad. It's just a bit old. So I have a baby. The baby like YouTube. She want to watch cartoon when I'm driving. So I kind of have to do a bit upgrade. There's a few options online. So you can do, it's called V-Line box, but it's kind of like Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and use the old screen. The old screen is smaller and the resolution is a bit low. So, consider that box is actually not cheap. It's nearly double the price of what I have here. I was like, okay, let's upgrade. So the upside, the screen resolution, even when you put on reserve camera, is actually an upgrade. Let me try put on reverse. Yeah, so it's actually clearer than before. It still use the Boss system, so even the speaker on your shoulder does work, so it's pretty good. What else? When you watch YouTube and stuff, it's basically a tablet. You can install whatever you like. Funny thing is, I installed a car scanner. So what it does is, if I swap the Wi-Fi to the to the scanner's Wi-Fi, it actually can scan the car. So I can it's already on. So I can have the live speed and quite a few things in here. Also, you can wipe the code just by the head unit, which is pretty cool. It feels like you're having like a Tesla. The car can diagnose the car. I put a big Gundam wallpaper in the background, so it feels like a cockpit, but really it doesn't do anything. But all these clusters does work. So speeds, coolant temperature, and rev. Okay, let's go back. Basically expecting this to anything a tablet would do. So the main interface, this is the highlight of this model. Even the low spec one, there's a new model is faster. My one's a bit crappy because I bought it a few years ago. It's only have 2 MB RAM. The memory is like 2 MB. Sorry, 2 MB or 2 GB. Sorry, 2 MB. Yes, the top spec should be 6. Normally, the model on the smart device as a head unit is 4. So 4 is kind of benchmark. 2 is a bit slow. But all the other units, they don't keep the original car's interface, which means there's a few functions gonna get lost. What that means is when you click all these key here, it's not gonna work. You're not gonna have this. But if it's a smart unit, people might not care. For me, what is important that will get lost are maintenance reminders. Let me see. Also the setting, the eco drive. So the eco drive. So technically, if you turn off the eco pedal before you swapping out the unit to the other high spec unit that completely remove the old system, replace with a new system, what we'll do is you will stuck with this. You cannot swap it back. But this one, because it's an add-on system on the previous system, so you have the factory unit, which you have the factory GPS still working, right? You just have a one extra thing hooked up like an iPad. Then when you want to go to the iPad, you just hold on to the go back and go back to the iPad. Kind of like an iPad, you know what I mean? So the browser, the video, you can watch movie. You can, now this car basically have 2 hard disks. Because the original system have a hard disk, you can rip the CD. And the new one also have a hard disk. I think my one's a low spec, so it's only have like 32 gig. You can buy up to 128 gig. So that's pretty good. Bluetooth works. I don't like it. I use the original car's Bluetooth because this one have a microphone wide in a really strange place. I'm that close to just cut wire and screw it. Phone link, I think there's an app problem. The phone link doesn't work on this one. DVR, if you have the front and back camera in this combo, it work, but I didn't. I have my own aftermarket camera, so dash cam, so it's fine. Setting is basically like an Android setting. You can define the keys. That's the boring stuff. Let me not go to this. And app is basically you can download whatever you want. For me, I didn't need that many. I just need a scanner. Obviously, Play Store, Google Map, YouTube, and YouTube Music. I gotta say the YouTube Music on this one is really shit because YouTube Music isn't designed for this kind of tablet. So you will see a really weird picture. Also, if it's not on the internet, we'll have a bit problem. Let me swap the Wi-Fi because currently still on the car scanner. So okay, so now now the scanner is working. Sorry, not scanner. Now the Wi-Fi is working, so you can do this as usual. Let's play a music. The sound quality is pretty good. The issue is because the picture is set to be in the center, and full size. So if you are not in, let's say, something like YouTube, the rest of the picture gonna get trimmed out. You're gonna see just the middle part. So this is the weird part. So it's not the best, but it do the job. It's about listen, not watching. So YouTube, you can watch whatever you like, and you can zoom it out, make it full screen. So if you actually find something in this ratio, you can kind of have a cinema kind of feeling. So obviously, because this is a low spec, it's only have 2 MB memory, so it's very slow. Maybe back in a few years ago when YouTube is in the earlier old spec, when the mainstream smartphone is kind of 2 MB memory, this will be okay. But because these days, this will be hard. Let me just find a something random. Okay. Well, this is fine. Let's just get this. So you can zoom this out. Why it's not doing it? I probably need 2 fingers.
You have the possibility to look all over around.
Hello guys, I am back welcoming you all with
Interesting.
this today.
Previously,
more
okay.
of the C-Class. We will be talking more about the safety features of the brand new W.
Previously it can. Maybe something with this video doesn't allow zoom up. It can fit the full screen previously. Anyway, that's it.
Hello Hendrik, how are you doing?
Hey guys, I'm fine. Nice to have you here. We'll show you the new C-Class with a few safety features and collision avoidance. Let's go for a ride.
Let's go. So we are now inside the new.
Okay, that's pretty much the pros and cons of this unit. So the pro is you get to keep the original car's feeling while you have upgraded screen. The con is because the spec is a bit low for these days. So 2 megabyte isn't really enough for a smart device these days. So as your app gets upgraded, things are going to getting a bit slower. It still works. You just need to be patient. Other than that, I think this is kind of a compromised choice if you want to have a bit tablet function while you need to have the factory setting. If really you don't care about anything in this page, I think you should straight away go for the high-end spec, which is the one gonna swap out the whole unit, replace it completely to a different tablet. I think that's it. Thank you for watching.